Hello, Gol.Pro.fessor here, and here in this video I'm going to be talking about two pitch methods. Okay, so first one, you're going to freeze all the body part except for your shoulder. So you're going to maintain your arm triangle, and then just, move your shoulder. Something like this. And the second way, you use your wrist. So, the first way, freeze everything, but your shoulder, it gives you more flexibility. What am I saying? Consistency. And the second way, when you want to get over the bunker or any obstacle, so you need more loft angle, then you would have to use your wrist. Okay, so let me go over the first method first. So the first method, freezing everywhere but shoulder, is especially beneficial if you're a beginner golfer. Think about the golf swing as a whole body movement, and there are tons of degrees of freedom that you need to control, right? So for example, at the wrist level only, 1 degree of freedom, second, third. So only the wrist level, there are 3 degrees of freedom. What about your upper body, pelvic, and right and left side of your lower body? So there are tons of degrees of freedom for you to control. That's why it's best if you don't have a coordinated form of your movement pattern of the golf swing. It's best to freeze the degrees of freedom at first and then gradually release each body part's degrees of freedom, each body parts. Okay, so for example, let's say you freeze everywhere but the wrist. So you're moving your wrist. Once you can manage these degrees of freedom, then you're freeing elbow. Once you can manage the wrist and elbow degrees of freedom, then you free the shoulder degrees of freedom. Something like that. So gradually you're exploiting your degrees of freedom in your body part. So that's how you gradually improve, and it applies to the pitching. So even if you can exploit all the full body degrees of freedom already, but you want to eliminate the possibility to make errors, right? Even for the PGA Tour pros, I think I've seen them limiting or freezing the degrees of freedom to eliminate the even for small possibility to make errors. So what I'm going to show you is that first, narrower the stance because you're not shifting your waist, right? This is in the middle of your stance, and you want to be placing the ball a little right toward the middle, so something like this. And initially your grip, your hands are right in front of your left knee, okay? And then so I developed something like a formula. So if my hand is positioned right in the middle, and it'll roll about like 10 yards. It'll move about 10 yards. Knee, 20 yards. About here, 45 degree, 30 yards, 40 yards, 50 yards, something like that. So that's what I developed, and let me just show you. So there is little to no possibility for you to make error. For certain circumstances, you want to use your wrist to get more club speed or to get more loft angle, launch angle, in that case, you want to use your wrist. So in addition, on top of the first method, like freezing all the degrees of freedom except for the shoulder, you want to free the wrist angle, wrist movement. I want your club face angle to be like this, and then plus this movement, and it'll be something like your backswing like this. Okay, so let me show you. So your wrist will only move in this manner, like a hammer, and then when you're lifting it up, if you turn, that's going to be the backswing. And it's extremely easy for you to control the club face angle. If you turn like this, then it may open, and you may overcompensate it, so you may close the club angle, but look at this. So your club face will be constantly aiming toward the target. Okay? So if your body only turns this much, then your backswing will become something like this. Right? Super outing, but given that it's a short game, outing club path, there's no problem. Okay, so even if my club is moving like this, your ball flight direction, launch direction will be based on the club head direction. So I'll show you a little bit. So about 20 yards, 30 yards.